Hello and welcome to another episode. In this episode, we'll be talking about the relationship between gratitude and mental health. What are the available evidences and what do they tell us? Now, we have already talked about gratitude as a way to find more happiness in an episode where we discussed ways to find happiness. Uh, I thought a discussion on gratitude alone is needed because of the coverage that gratitude is getting on the social media nowadays, especially in the motivation and self-care circles where the discussion sometimes gives a feeling that it is bordering on what can be called as toxic positivity. And gratitude is also being used as a hashtag by some network marketing companies, where they ask all their people in their networks to use the hashtag of gratitude whenever they post a photo or a video on Instagram or Facebook and so on. So all this gives an aura of positivity and happiness to gratitude, and that's why I thought of looking at the research that has gone on into gratitude, and what is it that the research tells us. Now, speaking about the research on gratitude, most of the research that we have on gratitude has come out after the late 90s. And the late 90s is the time when positive psychology was given a big push by researchers such as Martin Seligman and his colleagues. And not only on gratitude, most of the research that we have on variables such as hope, optimism, etc., have all come during the hardly last 2 decades. And psychology, and particularly positive psychology, considers gratitude at least at two levels. So one, as gratitude as an emotion that we can feel, something that we can feel inside, and then we can choose to express it or not. And also about people's ability to feel gratitude, and people can differ in their capacities to or the abilities to feel gratitude, and obviously it can be learned also. Just like optimism, gratitude can also be learned. We can learn to be more grateful if needed. And it is also to be noted that the way psychology deals with gratitude need not be limited to being expressed to individuals or companies, or even some deities or supernatural forces or anything. Gratitude can be something that is felt inside, that is felt by you, not necessarily limited to a single target of a person or a supernatural deity or anything. So it is more of an internal feeling than the expressed forms. Yeah, obviously gratitude can have many expressed forms as well. Now, speaking about the benefits of gratitude, one benefit of gratitude is that gratitude inspires us to be helpful and kind to others. And this being helpful and kind to others and finding time to make life better for others, these kind of activities can increase our happiness and well-being. And so it can also be considered as a double benefit of having gratitude, because gratitude can trigger kindness, which is again a good thing to have. Gratitude can also increase your optimism levels, and gratitude can increase your self-efficacy as well. And self-efficacy is our own judgment of our capacity to do things, and that helps us a lot if you have better self-efficacy. And some studies have found that gratitude can increase your sleep quality as well. Speaking about meta-analysis research, meta-analysis are research studies which take into account the findings and data from published studies, and then again, it's kind of a study of studies. And Meta-analysis, there are only a few meta-analysis which have been published regarding gratitude, which is obviously understandable because the research on gratitude is too young to have many meta-analysis coming out. So a recent meta-analysis which was published in 2021, it did not suggest gratitude. It looked into gratitude as an intervention for the treatment of depression and anxiety, and it was found that the evidence available for the usefulness of gratitude as a tool against depression and anxiety are not worthy enough to be considered for as an intervention. But again, we have to wait for more results, more studies to come out. And how to practice gratitude, and there are a couple of ways in which we can practice gratitude. Obviously, the first one is to express gratitude wherever it is due. So if you feel gratitude to someone, if you feel gratitude for something, try to express it if the situation warrants it. And it has been said that Indians are somewhat behind the other societies when it comes to expressing gratitude. There could be some truth to it. It's up for discussion. And another way of feeling or practicing gratitude is through something called gratitude letters or gratitude journals, where you write letters of gratitude to people or to circumstances or to life itself or to yourself, and you don't necessarily publish it, post these letters. This act of converting the gratitude that you feel into words, into thoughts, and then into written words can do a lot to increase your mental health or your the well-being. So that's how gratitude can be practiced, through gratitude letters or gratitude journals. And for those who find it useful, it can be made a routine or a ritual, of writing a weekly gratitude letter, or even a monthly, or writing gratitude letters or journals at whatever frequency that you are comfortable with. It can be done. Another thing is, which is, we already said that it is not necessary that gratitude be always expressed outwards. You can feel it inside, and feeling gratitude inside is as powerful and as useful as expressing it. So the feeling is what gives you the benefits. And there is another way of not exactly expressing gratitude, but you can try to reduce the traits of ingratitude. Ingratitude is something that comes as the opposite of gratitude. So there are some traits which act as the opposites of gratitude. You can try and reduce the levels of those. So things like arrogance or vanity or excessive self-importance, these things are detrimental to your ability to feel gratitude. And if you try and reduce the levels of these things like arrogance, vanity, or excessive self-importance in your life, then it can have an effect of expressing or feeling gratitude itself. So these are the various ways in which we can try and practice gratitude in our daily life. Having said that, we have to be careful about some dark sides or the other side of gratitude as well, which the research has shown us. One thing is that gratitude can be harmful when it is forced. So when someone tells you that you need to be grateful for all the blessings that you have got or whatever you have got, you got to be thankful. You have to express it. So whenever gratitude is forced, or the expression of gratitude is forced, it can do harm more than good. So so make sure that you don't force someone to feel gratitude in order to help them. You may be doing harm to them than helping them. And some research has some cross-cultural research has shown that people in collectivistic societies. So these collectivistic societies are the ones that we usually call the Eastern societies, including India and the other Asian societies. So we have this collectivistic culture which gives more importance to groups than to individuals. And people in collectivistic societies may feel guilt or indebtedness when they practice gratitude. So the way the gratitude works inside our minds is not necessarily the same way in which gratitude works when somebody from an individualistic culture, from a Europe or a Western society, or the US, or from those kinds of the world, when they do it, it's difficult, it's different. The experience itself is different for us and for them. And by us I mean people from the collectivistic cultures which happen to be India, China, or Korea, Japan, etc. So there is a cultural difference, and we have to be mindful of this cultural difference. So whatever recommendation about gratitude that are generated from individualistic cultures, like the Western cultures, may not be entirely applicable to the Eastern cultures. We have to look at, whenever we use such research findings, we have to look at the sample or the places where such research was conducted, and we have to be careful about them. Also, it has been found that people having mental health issues or mental illnesses like anxiety disorders or depression may find it extremely uncomfortable when they are unable to find gratitude. So if gratitude, or if expressing gratitude becomes a social norm around us, it may sometimes be difficult for people with anxiety or depression to live in such a society where everybody is expected to be grateful always, expected to express their gratitude at every time, because this may trigger self-critical thinking in people with depression and anxiety, and it may be harmful for them as well. So these are some of the not so bright sides of gratitude which research have shown us. So we have to be mindful of them as well. So what if I or me are not able to find much happiness with gratitude, or with the practice of gratitude? Is it a bad thing? We have to look at it that. Now, one thing about gratitude is that even if gratitude is the expression, or the feeling of gratitude is good for you, the results or the benefits of practicing gratitude may not show in a day or two. It is not like it is more like a dieting plan, where you have to give time, you have to be persistent, you have to take time for the results to show. So gratitude, the practice of feeling or expressing gratitude, will also take some time to show its effects, if any. And even if it does not seem to work for you, even after a pretty long time, no need to worry, because as we said, there are a number of factors that affect the effect of gratitude on our mental health and mental well-being, including our individual factors and culture and so on. And there's no need to worry that even if you practice gratitude, even if you don't see much of a change in your life, that's to be expected. There is nothing to be ashamed of, or there's nothing to be guilty of. And it is important never to force ourselves to feel or express gratitude. It's well and good if it becomes a part of our personality, the way we view the world, if it becomes an everyday thing for us. But we should never force ourselves or others to feel or express gratitude, because it is such a good thing to do. It may have bad effects if it is forced. And it's also a good thing to try and find meaning in things that we do, even if we are not able to express or feel gratitude much. ascribing or finding meaning in the daily things that you do can have a very good effect on our mental health, as good as being grateful, probably. Also, the practice of kindness, which we already discussed about, is also equally beneficial to mental health and well-being as gratitude itself. So even if you are not the kind who can feel or express gratitude like many others, there's nothing to worry about. You can practice kindness. You can practice the act of being kind to others. Even kindness is not only in things that we do. Kindness is also something that we can feel inside. So this feeling of kindness and the act, or the things that we do based on the feelings of kindness can also have a very good impact on our mental health. It can also increase our mental health. So these are the things that we have had to discuss about the relationship between gratitude and mental health. Thanks for listening.